welcome back to This Book Belongs to Pam. And we have a 2-day public holiday, so I feel like it's the perfect time for a 24-hour readathon. We have a public holiday today and tomorrow. It's actually already 3:33 angel number. I was thinking about whether I should vlog the second week of Magical Readathon. I haven't edited it yet, but by the time that this video goes up, that vlog of my week 1 of Magical Readathon should also be up, so I will link that down below. But I was thinking, should I just vlog the second week as well? But I didn't want to do another weekly reading vlog, so I thought I'd just do a 24-hour readathon, especially since I am almost done with my first calling, which is Story Weaver. So I have 2 books left that I need to read for that calling, and I'm already like 79% of the way in Their Vicious Games, which is my book for Art of Illusion, I believe. And then I only have to read one more book for my, I forget the prompt, but it's the one where I have to create a prediction bingo. So I'm reading The Right Move by Tomforde for that one. So I only have those 2 books, and then I'm done with my Story Weaver calling. So I thought that seems like a perfect amount to read in a 24-hour period, especially since one of them is like a very quick romance. It is 3:33. I'm not gonna start it right away. I think I'm gonna start it around 5 or 5:30, especially since Sash from Sash Reads has reading sprints at 5:45. I'll start it around that time because I still need to eat late lunch and do some like chores and stuff around the house, so I don't want to start the clock just yet. So those are the 2 things that I have to read within the 24-hour period to feel like it's a success. But I do have other books that I can also read that I think are gonna be like super quick because they are graphic novels. So the first one is volume 5 of Heartstopper. I think this is the last like currently published volume, and I will be all caught up with the series, which is always a good feeling. So I'm definitely gonna read that. And another one that I can read is Spy X Family, Volume 10. This is almost expired in my library, so I need to make sure that I get to that if I can. And I also have another book that's like super short, which is The English Understand Wool by Helen Dewitt. I saw this from Carrie Can Read's like wrap up, and it's a super short book. I think it's like 50 pages or so, but it's not a priority at all. I'm definitely gonna prioritize Their Vicious Games, The Right Move, Heartstopper Volume 5, and Spy X Family Volume 10. So those are my TBR for this 24-hour period. Hopefully I can complete it. I also have sprints tomorrow at 7 in the morning, so I have a lot of time blocked off for reading, so this should be quite easy. That is the hope. Also, the second, I guess, part of the lore quest for Magical Readathon has opened up last Sunday, I think, but I haven't checked it yet. I'm gonna include that in this video. I'm gonna check it in this video, and we'll see if we have to read another book for that. Maybe I'll have to like swap some of my TBR to accommodate that if I have to read another book, but we'll see. For now, I'm just gonna chill, do some household chores and stuff, eat, and then I'll check back in when I'm officially starting the readathon at, let's do 5:30. I want to quit 5:30. You guys, I just finished Their Vicious Games, and what the fuck was that ending? Like, that ending is actually insane. I expected something crazy for the ending just because of like the things that are happening in that Remington estate and in the finish, but I did not expect it to be that. I think that ending just earned a star of its own. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna rate this yet. I'm hovering at like a 4 to 4.25, but I think I'm gonna give it 4.25 just because of that like insane ending. What did I think about the book? I really enjoyed reading it. I think I read it quite fast. It kept me really engaged. There were some like small things that I wasn't really enjoying that much, but overall I liked how it always tied in the events of the book, the real life, and like the whole concept of racism, classism, and all of those things. It's definitely not subtle. They will definitely hit you in the head with all of these messages that they're trying to say in the book. And I guess the only gripe that I have with this is that our main character, Adina, she feels like she should be super feisty, super badass, and like, you know, takes matters into her own hands. But I felt like she was constantly being portrayed as somewhat helpless in the book. It's kind of like, I guess, a mirror of how privilege will always make one person feel more helpless than the other, and maybe that's what they're trying to get at, like really showing that even if she's super feisty, she wants to fight for things and she's really determined. Privilege, like systemic privilege and systemic racism and classism, is just something that's like really hard to surpass, especially on this scale. So maybe it's a symbolism for that. I just wanted to have a little bit more moments with her fully unleashing her kind of like unhinged female rage. But overall, I did enjoy the story and the ending. I was really not expecting that, and it was a lot more intense than I thought it would be. Overall, enjoyed it. That is my book for Art of Illusion prompt, which was to read a book with the word play or game on the cover. So now I have to move on to my next book, which is The Right Move by Liz Tomforde. But before that, the prompt, I guess the prompt or the activity for this book is to make a prediction bingo. So I think I'm gonna read the synopsis for The Right Move first and then come up with a prediction bingo. I'm gonna think about it. But actually, maybe I should check lore quest first because I know that the second round of the quest has opened up. So I will check that first. So I just checked the prompt and we have to read, well, again, for everyone who's doing the lore quest, this is going to be a little bit spoilers on what the prompt is. So jump to this timestamp so you can skip what the actual prompt is and like figure it out for yourself. Are you gone? Okay, so for everyone who's okay to be spoiled, the reading prompt is to read a book with moon on the cover or in the title. I need to like check my physical TBR and my Libby. So I've checked my bookshelves and my Libby to see if I had books that had moon on the cover or in the title, and in my physical TBR actually I have two books. So the first one is The City of Stardust by Georgia Summers. So as you can see, there's a moon in there. This is a fairy loot pick. I think this is an adult book, but I'm not 100% sure. The only thing is that it is looking very winter and I don't know if I'm in the mood for that. Like, it's literally like a winterscape with like aurora borealis or something. So I don't know if I'm in the mood for this. The other one is Threads That Bind by Kika Hatsupolu. No moon here, but if you turn the cover, there's a moon right there. So the back cover is still part of the cover. So I think this counts. And also there's like a lot of moons even and the end papers and stuff. So I think this should count. And then another one that I have, but it's on my Libby, is actually the other choice for Art of Illusion, which is to read a book with play or game in the title. So my other choice for that was going to be The Wishing Game. Okay. The Wishing Game. So not sure if you can see it. I'm gonna put it on the screen. There's like a moon on the upper left corner, so that works out quite well. If I read this, it is gonna be a book off of my physical TBR, which means I can decide if I want to keep it or not, which means I can potentially open up a space in my bookshelf, which is already bursting at the seams. So I'm kind of partial to this one. How many pages is this? This is, trying not to spoil myself, 341 pages. So it's not that bad. It's not too long. It's also YA, so it should probably read quite fast. I don't have a lot of fantasy in my TBR, I think, for Magical Readathon, which is quite funny. So maybe I'll pick this one. Yeah, I'll pick this one. I've decided. I'll pick this one. Interesting. It's kind of like a soft enemies to lovers vibe because of Ide being member of the mob who rule Alante, and there's like a murder mystery in here as well. So very interesting. I'm excited to read this one. I have read the synopsis for The Right Move, and I'm now making my prediction bingo. If you don't know The Right Move, it's fake dating. The girl from Mile High, her brother, and her best friend are gonna like live together because of some circumstances, and they are going to fake date. I wanted to have a mix of very specific predictions and more like simple, easy to hit predictions. So one of my first one is because he is an NBA player, I think she's gonna wear his jerseys. And another one that's common in like living together tropes is that one of them is gonna walk in on the other while they're in their like underwear. Teammates tell her she's pretty. Wait, let me just think a bit and then I'll come back with you with my full prediction bingo. Okay, I finished my prediction bingo card. On the top row, I have sleep in the same bed because, you know, forced proximity, they live under the same house. Makes sense that this happens at some point. He gets injured, whatever kind of injury, even if it's like a, I don't know, like a scratch or whatever, that's injury. He has groupies. There's a rival team or a rival player. He speaks to the media, like in a press room or something like that. She moves out because of whatever reason, walks in on him or her in underwear or whatever, like less than the usual amount of clothing. She wears his jersey. Teammates tell her that she's hot or pretty. They ride a plane to somewhere. He buys her clothes. Then also, you know, fake kiss. And then the free slot, she watches him play basketball. Cameo by Stevie, which is the female protagonist from Mile High, which is book 1 in this companion series. Going to the bar with teammates. A real NBA player mentioned. And then a cameo by Xander, which is the male protagonist in Mile High. Sex in semi-public space. Eat breakfast together since, you know, they're living in the same house. Ryan, the guy, you know, shoots the game-winning shot. He tells her she's a distraction. She plays basketball. Some form of hot and heavy, steamy dance. And then the last one is they have kids. So yeah, that's my prediction bingo. Hopefully we get interesting results. So now that I have this, I can finally start reading. So many people are on sprints right now. I'm in Vanessa's and Sash's sprint, and I'm reading The Right Move. So this is fun.
Yeah, that is why I'm hesitant.
We got our first bingo item. This is a Stevie cameo. We got the next bingo. Everybody thinks that she's a smoke show. All the teammates, but I'm not counting it yet because I think I want the teammates to tell it to him, like in a dialogue, not just Shay recounting the thing. What I am gonna count is the breakfast that they're having together. Liz Crawford calling us all out. We have the Sanders cameo. Hi everyone, good morning. It is 7:51 in the morning, so I woke up kind of late and missed my 7 a.m. reading sprint, so I moved it to 8:45 a.m. So we're still having it, just a little bit later. I just need some time to like wake up and drink coffee and stuff. So updates on my reading. I actually got a lot of reading done since my last update. I started Heartstopper Volume 5 last night, and I made it to page 319. I was almost done, but then I was sleepy. So I'm gonna finish this first thing today just to get that tiny victory of finishing a book. And then for The Right Move, I'm doing pretty good with my prediction bingo card. But I am now at page 122, which is 31% in. Thoughts so far is that I posted this last night on stories, but I was 25% into The Right Move, or even earlier, and Ryan Shay has a chokehold on me. So yeah, I am actually enjoying it quite a lot. It is quite different from Mile High in terms of writing. This one felt a lot more natural. Like the dialogues feel a lot more natural, the flow of the story a lot more natural. And I don't know, I feel like I just like this a lot better than Mile High, which is good. Mile High was so-so for me. It wasn't bad, but it was just so-so. But this one is so far at 31% in. It's really good, and I hope it continues this way. Anyway, I'm gonna drink my coffee and then I'm gonna keep reading until the live show at 8:45 a.m. Or not the live show, the reading sprints at 8:45 a.m. Doing some sprints today to help me read. I am 37% in the right move, and I hit another bingo prediction, which is good. But yeah, doing some 45-minute sprints. I am absolutely losing it. That's right. Nico just made kimchi fried rice for brunch, so I'm having that while still having the sprints. It's been really fun reading the right move, so I need sustenance. Okay, I put this in my bingo board, fully expecting something very basic. But I hate reading about. Is this gonna be a spoiler? It's a spoiler. Anyway. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in so it's not super spoilery, but Indy telling Ryan that he wants him to set the pace. Is it just me, or is that a nod to the fact that he's a point guard and he's the one that sets the pace for the game? I see what you did there. I see you, Liz Tomforde. Okay, I am 92% in, and I was fully resigned to the fact that one of my predictions, which is a mention of a real NBA player or team, is not gonna happen. There was a offhand, like a comment about it, like the fact that, you know, Chicago is the home to the GOAT, or the greatest of all time. And I knew they were referring to Michael Jordan, obviously. It's Chicago, right? But they never said the name explicitly, but now Michael Jordan. Hi everyone, it is now 3:20. Quick update. I only have about 2 hours and 10 minutes left of the readathon, but that's all good because I finished The Right Move by Liz Tomforde. So all of the books that I said I needed to finish for this readathon, I already finished them, so that's a win. But I do have to start thinking of the next book. But before that, let me tell you that this book, The Right Move, is so good. This was so unexpected, really. It's just so good. I'm gonna show you my prediction bingo card later, but for now, I just want to say that I love this book. I love Ryan Shea. I love Indy. I love how their relationship unfolded. I love how they worked through all of their like mini crises and their problems. Like there wasn't any of the whole petty misunderstanding, won't let each other speak, and just assuming everything. There was a little bit of that, but it's the normal amount. It's not this crazy whole big deal. And they were talking through it. They had really good communication, and I don't know, I just love it so much. And I loved seeing the interaction with the different teammates and with, you know, the couple from the first book, which is Stevie and Sanders. And yeah, I just love it so much. I don't think I can give it 5 stars, but I am thinking about it. I'm thinking about it, but definitely 4.5. I will probably update by the end of this readathon what my final ratings are for each of the books that I've read. So yeah, that is The Right Move by Liz Tomforde. Now, the next book that I'm gonna read, I want to see if I should try reading for my next calling, which is Eldia Excavationist. So this is my TBR for that. But I also want to see if I should start Threads That Bind, which is gonna be for the lore quest. I might read like a chapter or two of this one, or read a chapter or two of this one as well, which is also for a book club, so that would be good to get this started. And then, as I mentioned, I also have Spy Family Volume 10. Not sure if I'm gonna get to that. It's not like super important for me to read that right now. I still have time to read that. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna take like a 10-minute break, figure out what I wanna read, and then I'll come back to you with my final answer.
One week later.
Hi everyone, I have forgotten to update you at the end of the 24-hour readathon, so here I am doing an update days later. So let's see, what are the books that I read for this readathon? I first read Very Vicious Games by Joelle Wellington, and as you can see from my reaction, I was really intensely shocked by the ending, and I definitely ate my words from the last vlog that I did. So I am giving this one 4 stars. It was really enjoyable, and I do recommend this one. I read this for the in I read this for the what prompt? Okay. I read this for the Art of Illusion prompt, so I now have 2 ticks on my Story Weaver TBR. And to fully finish this TBR, I read The Right Move by Liz Tomforde for the Psionics and Divination prompt. Now this one, I just had to create a prediction bingo, so I made this one, and I did such a good job. Like, I almost checked off all of those predictions. And I truly, truly enjoyed my time reading this book, and I am giving it 5 stars. This is my first 5 star for a full length novel. Prior to this, I've only given 5 stars to a Heartstopper volume, so this is a momentous occasion. And I cannot believe that I'm giving it to a Liz Tomforde book, which, just shows that you should always give an author a second chance. Because even though you don't like the first book, which I did not really enjoy Mile High that much, their second book might just blow your minds, and this is such a good book. And I found that the way that romance and relationships are portrayed in this book is a healthy one, and it's very realistic. So I just love this one. And Ryan Shea, chef's kiss. I also read Heartstopper Volume 5 in this vlog, and that was just a really good read. I love how it focused on communication and how they resolve things in the relationship. I found it a really good, really relatable, also really healthy way of going about things. So really enjoyed that. I gave that 4.5 stars. I think I'm now caught up in the Heartstopper series, which is a really good feeling. I don't know how many more there's gonna be. I think there's at least one more, but I'm not sure. So yeah, that is the Heartstopper. And yeah, I think those are all the books that I finished for this 24-hour readathon. I had a lot of fun just focusing on reading, and this is definitely something that I will keep on doing again and again, especially when I have like holidays like this. So I hope you also enjoyed your time hanging out with me as I read these books, and I hope you also had really good books to read, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!